Hi, in this video I'll show you some of the best CSS tricks for beginners. These 5 tricks and tricks are very essential for beginners. So let's get started. 1. Centering an element vertically and horizontally. There are many ways to center an element or a div, but the easiest way has to be using the flexbox property. Now it doesn't matter whether you know how to use flexbox or not. Just follow along. Let's say I want to center a div. So what I will do is add a div inside another div. So I have added some basic CSS to the inner div. Now let's add the flexbox to the parent div. And to do that, I will set the display to flex, then justify content to center. This will center the div or the element horizontally, then align items to center. This will center the div or the element vertically, but you have to provide a height to make it work. So let's add some height to it, height to 600 pixels. One thing to remember is that you need to add the flexbox to the parent or the outer div in order to center the child. With flexbox, you can center almost anything in CSS. Number 2. Resetting some default values. Some browsers come with predefined margin and padding for each element. Therefore, I would recommend you to set the margin and the padding property to 0. You can also set the max width to 100% and overflow X to hidden. This will help you avoid many layout problems. The asterisk is the universal selector for CSS. Number 3. Single line property declarations or shorthand CSS. Single line property declarations allow us to do more with less code. It also helps you to write cleaner code. So let's take an example. If you want to add a background image, one way to do it is but the easier and more efficient way to do this is by using the background property, which is a single line property declaration or shorthand property for all of the properties given above. We have many shorthand properties in CSS, so make sure to check them out. Number 4. Overriding all styles using the important property. The important property lets you override all styling rules for any specific element. Let us see an example. So here I have a div and I have set the background to blue. Now let's override the background styling. Using the important property, I'll be changing the div background to, let's say, black. But the catch is that I have set the background of that div 3 times, including green, black and blue. Now the background color will not become black unless we use the important property. So let's add it. Number 5. Child elements. You can apply styling to specific child elements by using the endChild selector. Fairly easy to use once you get a hold of it. The endChild selector can act as a lifesaver when you have too many child elements. At least it is better than you giving weird names for classes and IDs. Let's see an example. Here I have 5 divs and let's say I want to select and style the third div. So rather than giving it a class or an ID, I will use the endChild selector to select the third div. Here the number inside the parentheses represent the child.